Hi guys, today we are going to take a little bit of time and reorganize the patio. It is really chock full of all kinds of stuff. Stuff I planted from seed, stuff I bought on clearance, and there's not a whole lot of room to walk around. Share that with you here. But we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned off, sorted out, and hopefully we'll have it working a little bit better when we're done. I'd like to welcome you to my backyard Kentucky homestead. My name is Kim, and let's get going. We still have tomatoes and peppers to plant. Oh my. We also have a problem with this one. My Patio choice yellow tomatoes were supposed to be 15 to 18 inches and they are about 3 or 4 feet long now. So I'm going to have to see about transplanting this because it's huge. There's 2 of them. Everything else is doing really well as expected, but this one I think is a regular indeterminate, and it is not what it was supposed to be, unfortunately. All the tomato seeds look alike, so it can happen. So this is really cool. So I had the lemon tree and the orange tree. It's a Valencia orange and a Meyer lemon. It was indoors all winter, and the flowers all fell off. So the lemon tree did not set fruit, but it did actually rebloom. So I've got a couple here. I'm going to have to pull those off because they're all in one little node. So I can't do all of those. It'll be too heavy for the plant. But we might actually get a lemon or 2. Let's see. This one's got a lot of, wow, that's more than I realized. So it had set an orange. Let's see, did it fall off? I'm not seeing it, but it could just be hidden under the leaves. But it had actually set an orange. But maybe it lost it because it's reblooming again. So it bloomed in January. So this bloomed in January, and it did set an orange, but it looks like it's reblooming. I'm not seeing the orange it had set, so it may well have fallen off. Right here. One of these here, I think. So I think it fell off. Unfortunate. But hey, it's got more blooms. And yeah, there it is. So there's 2 of them. So it discarded what it had set in the house, but it has a lot of blossoms on it. And if you've ever smelled orange blossoms or lemon blossoms, it's absolutely intoxicating. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I want to work on this bed here. I have a quickfire hydrangea I just picked up at Rural King yesterday. It was on sale, really, really good deal. I'm thinking about putting it right here because I had 2 butterfly bushes that didn't come back right here, so I think I'm going to put it here. It will get 3 to 5 feet tall, so I put it center here. It might come out that far, but that's okay. We can deal with that and trim it back if we have to. The salsa green stock is doing beautifully. We have our cilantro growing. All the tomatoes are doing well. Even the onions are doing far better than I expected, given how late they got planted. We don't have any blossoms yet, but they were planted really, really late. This one here is getting ready to blossom. So, but I've got so many tomatoes. It's insane. All right, let me grab the auger. We're gonna go ahead and get that one planted here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and weed this while it's wide open. And then we'll do a little trimming on the daffodils. Auger's over there. Here we go. I didn't bring the auger. Oh, jeez. Ah! So I got a spot here where I had some dark pink Gara and a couple other things that didn't come back. So I started some verbascum from seed. I'm gonna go ahead and plant that here. Needs about 12 inches in between. This gets 24 to 48 inches, so it'll be a really nice back. Here, a taller thing on the back of the flower bed. So, flowering, spectacular, graceful spikes of flowers from spring to summer and beyond, fast growing, fairly drought tolerant, and great addition to any garden. Okay, so the roots are very sensitive to disturbance, so we're going to have to be really, really careful with this. What I may do, just plant the whole thing together. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I might have to thin it later, but we'll go ahead and plant the whole thing together so I don't have to disturb the roots. Okay, let's see, it's going to go on this side of the drip line. I'm going to go ahead and get the auger because we're going to make a hole big enough to fit that whole thing. Rooted super deep in that pot, so we shouldn't have to make a huge hole. I want to make sure that we do have enough width on it. But I should do it. Just plop it right in there. I'm not going to touch the roots at all. And this is Snowy Spires verbascum, I think. That's what that tag says. Shades of summer verbascum. Well, that's an interesting conundrum. So I'm not sure if this, we'll have to see. I didn't know I had a different verbascum. So it's either this pink and blue or it's white. We'll see what color it turns out to be. And look it up later. Okay. I'm gonna have to get some more fresh cypress mulch to put on these. But true, perennial, planted. Yes! So whatever it is one that came from seed. So we will just leave it as is. Put our little lantern right there next to it. And then we'll keep on going. All right, I need to move this. There's some herbs here, some strawberries, some maple tree. I need to move this green stalk in order to get to this area of the flower bed. So temporarily, I'm going to put them in these pots until I get the grow bags out of the shed. Let's see how this goes. Not patio choice yellow. I'll have to pick that up now. Stupid. Well, tomatoes root in really easy. I still want to get as much of the root ball as I can. It's got flour on it. Okay, this one in some dirt. It's Cherry Falls. Just this one here. So we'll get these planted up here this afternoon. And then I'm going to go ahead and just plant 2 of the ones. I don't know what these are because I've already planted them elsewhere, but they're micro tomatoes, so we'll just go ahead and plant these in their place. From the structure, they're not the same as each other, but that's fine. We'll just go with it. Alright, that should do it. Good job. So we got it updated. Stuff is a little bit better sorted out. I have moved a few things out, but there is definitely a lot more space to walk around on the inside. So let me take you in there and I'll show you that. So to start, I went ahead and put all of the items that needed more shade over here next to the house. So there's an area I left behind the plants in the house so that if anybody needed to get in there to work, they had space to do that. So these pots would be perfectly fine in that area. We have begonias, lobelia, caladium, begonias. So we have the 2 Valley Rose Pieris, and then on the very end I put the lemongrass because it needs more sun, and look at that there. So we've got all of the shade-loving things close to the house so that they will be shaded by lunchtime. I went ahead and brought a lot of the cilantro, or not cilantro, the citronella over here. I brought a lot of the citronella over here. And then I put the herb garden containers onto the patio up here a little bit to get it out of the yard. Just get a little bit more space. And to do that, I did move the table over. And then we got some more citronella over there. And then one of our pots is in front of the green stock. So from the side, we have our Love and Miss Nigella, Miss Juggle Mix. Put the tomatoes that were still in pots there. Got an eggplant there. Put the tomatoes back close to where they were. Bubblegum Supertunia. So this is one plant, so super excited to see how that's going to be. We have a hibiscus I got last summer and wintered over indoors. It's not hardy in my zone, but it's done really well. It loves to be outside. And then here we have some stuff I got on clearance. This is one of the 30-second proven winter pots. It was usually $26. I got it for $13, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Looks like it has super bells and superbena. Just a lot of really beautiful things. We have pentas, and then we have a couple more. This is a Lowe's version, a smaller pot. Just plant it and go. Some petunias and some verbena in there. This is a purple lobelia. And then I went ahead and added one of the pots I put together with a variety of different clearance items back there. And there's one on the other side that mirrors that. Strawberries. Strawberries are doing beautifully. I've had quite a few already this morning, and there's more to pick. Love it. This mirrors that setup over there with the pot from Proven Winners, the one from Lowe's, some more of the lobelia. I did go ahead and plant up the little quickfire hydrangea that I got yesterday. So that has its spot. We have the lemon tree and the peach tree. I mean the lemon tree and the orange tree. We have our need some more space. So one of the things I'm trying to do, one of my goals, I still have way too much stuff here. Well, my goal was to have enough space around the plants that they had enough airflow so they didn't get disease, because we are in a very humid area. So the space, still have space to walk. We have the rest of our onions growing. I just absolutely love this green stock. So what I've got on the top are 3 rows. Yeah, 3 rows of petunias. I started from seed. The next one is lavender. Every other one is lavender, and then every other one is this coleus I got from Walmart. Below that, we have a pink verbena, purple verbena, and a yellow calibrachoa. Those are also from Walmart, and I just repeated those on the other 3. And then below that, we have 2 rows of verbena that were on clearance at Lowe's. No idea yet what color those are. Really excited to see what that turns out to be. Got to use these finally. Got 2 of them. Got one over there too. And they are a daisy type flower. The salsa green stock is doing beautifully. This one has frosted explosion grass. This is a raven's coxcomb celosia, snapdragons, some carcoca petunias, more snapdragons, and I think more petunias on the bottom. So it's doing very, very well. I did switch it. I had this one over there, but I've got calendula, rainbow loveliness, dianthus, some petunias, some pansies, and then Johnny jump up violas. So these need more shade. It's getting a little bit too warm for those. Over here we have chives that are like, but they're better than the other pot I had, which had one chive in it. We have oregano, and we have strawberries and chives together. Over here we have our gigantic micro tomato, or dwarf tomato green stalk. I did switch out the patio, the yellow patio choice flowers here and here, and put 2 other ones in there. They were just too big. I also brought over some basil. I forgot to put basil over in this area. And basil has a tendency to confuse the tomato hornworm moth. So wherever I've had basil, and especially a lot of it, I've never had a problem with tomato hornworms. I'm not going to say it can't happen, but it does reduce the amount of pest pressure from that. Where I didn't have a lot of basil, I have had tomato hornworms. So we have more strawberries. We have another bubblegum super tunia. We have some hyssop. We have 4 red dahlias that I got on clearance. Cilantro, which is it's bolting. It's going to flower, so it's going to create coriander seed. And then we have a Japanese maple over here. I did go ahead and clean up the flower bed somewhat. One of the other pot is over here with the flowers in it. It's just way too much for the space I've got. Now over here I did add the verbascum. I'm not sure which kind it is. The seed packet I have does not match the tag, so we'll see if it's multicolor or if it is white once it flowers. But I did go ahead and transplant that. I started it from seed. We have phlox here. We have a gold smoke bush here. And then along the front here are some dianthus I planted yesterday. Some cat's pajama nepeta. And then over here, I think one is a penstemon, one may be a blanket flower. That's coneflower, I believe. Got the dianthus, some scabiosa, and then also some Asiatic lilies that have already bloomed. And anyway, that's it. So it's looking a whole lot better. I do have a couple of things here that are shade that I need to plant up. I just need to get some more soil for that. And then there's a few things down here that are going to go back in the shade garden, back in the corner. Just got to get that done. But there's still a whole lot going on here, but there's more room to walk around and to get through. So that took a little longer than I expected. And we don't have a whole lot of room, maybe not as much as I was hoping for, but the plants do have a lot more airflow around them. I did move some stuff out into the garden to other areas of the yard. So they should do better overall. And we still have the privacy that it provides as well. Green stalks are really good for that. And we're going to go ahead and start working on drip irrigation next. So the video will be coming for that soon. And if you're interested in more of the garden content that I've made, check out this video. And until the next time, I wish you happy gardening. Have a great day and bye.